Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Jordan, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
And hello. Oh.
Uh-oh, we doing the echo thing again?
We got echo again?
Yep, we got the echo again.
I don't know what's going on.
Let's see. There we go.
Well, it was probably Johnny that didn't tow up something.
She already coming for you. Look at him. What you doing, Johnny?
I don't even think I have any mics on. Do I have any earphones?
Yeah.
Say something.
I can hear. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
The world hears you, Brenda.
Don't be playing. So, how was your weekend? Why you acting like, why you so
I didn't know
quiet?
you were speaking to me. I'm grateful. Tired, but I'm grateful.
Oh, you tired and grateful.
Tired, but I'm grateful.
And Emily, we heard you was on a vacation on the beach, rocking around with a thong on. I didn't know. Johnny said it.
Lord Jesus.
I mean,
I did
I'm just
not
saying,
say that.
I mean, hey, I have
didn't
to
say
learn.
that.
I've learned to live my best life.
Oh, did y'all?
So they getting the fupa and everything this summer. They getting it all.
You know what? I'm gonna be trying to get it all too. I think that what I'm gonna do is go out on the boat
Have mercy.
and try. I may even try to.
Brenda, please take somebody on that boat with you, because I could just imagine you getting stuck in the middle of Lake Tobosoffke on that boat and hollering at Henry, talking about Henry ain't did something right. Hey, you done tow up the boat, Henry. Henry, you done tow up the boat. I'm gonna need y'all to take some trained professionals on that boat with y'all.
You know, we probably do. We probably need to do something.
It'll be the Negro version of the Titanic.
Right. Except for
pontoon.
everybody gonna survive, because we some survivors.
On the pontoon slip. That's some funny stuff, Johnny. You just full of jokes, ain't you, buddy?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
I want to say a big shout out to all our listeners. I have to just really kind of put it in my mind that we're bigger than Macon, really. And I said, okay, we're Fort Valley, we're Washington County,
where is our little thing with the radius?
I don't know. I have to get it. I have to make us one.
Yeah, I tried to get you to give me that one that day, because we go to Soperton and Hazelhurst and Gordon and Wilkinson County and
right, with our listening.
Yeah.
And that's not to include everything else, Emily.
Yeah, that's just the radio. That's not including Facebook and Periscope.
I ain't coming for you.
Because I'm ready. I've been what, a week, 2 weeks
Look,
since I've seen you.
I just want to know about that soap. I just want to know about, she been making these little soap things with a whole bunch of different soaps and stuff.
She's very creative.
I know it looked like something you can eat,
Well, I always, I really saw one of her posts one day and I was like, look, don't sell all those. I want one of those, because I thought it was a pastry, but it was actually soap.
They're real pretty.
Thank you.
Do they lather up real good?
They lather extremely well. It's a very nice, creamy lather. They smell wonderful. They're natural. They're handmade. Everything you love about soap without all the chemicals.
And they're non-allergenic. They're non-allergenic.
Yeah, they're hypoallergenic.
That's what you call it.
Hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic. So they're perfect for sensitive skin, eczema, psoriasis, tetter, and removes corns and calluses.
Tetters?
Wait a minute. Removes corns and calluses?
No, her cream. The cream.
No, I mean,
the foot cream. Yeah.
The foot cream does. No joke.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm just saying summer is fast approaching.
Man.
And sandals are, being bought by the thousands.
Jesus.
And
help me, Jesus.
Yeah, we need to really promote that foot
That, because
foot medicine.
I'm trying to tell you, because some of these people Some of these people got some cracked heels. Y'all know who I'm listening to. Y'all, my listeners out there, y'all know y'all heels crack and toe up. And, you need to put some on them toes and things. Really and truly, putting all jokes aside now, I know some people who swear by Emily's cream. And you know I'm talking. I mean, I won't call her name. I give her a shout out like that, but she loves your stuff, and it actually healed her feet. It healed mine. I mean, and I use it on my hair.
It is. I mean, it's a great product. I say it all the time, and sometimes people just say, "Oh, you're saying that because it's your product," but it really, truly is a superior product. You guys have to try it. The product will speak for itself, and this is what I often tell people: you spend money and you throw money away on so many different products. All you have to do is buy it one time. I'm pretty sure you'll fall in love with it. But if you don't like it, it's just another product that you bought and you didn't like. We do it every day. We buy food we can't stand, so we just don't buy it again. We buy something in the store we don't like, we just don't buy it again. So this is just one of those things where you buy it, I know you're going to love it, but, just try it.
Well, you know what? And I just love it. And really, Emily, you didn't tell us where your store is, because some people, we don't ever know who's out there listening, and they need to know where your store is.
Well, we're located in Byron. We call it Warner Robins, but technically it is Byron. It's at 6009 Watson Boulevard, Suite 410, and that's in Byron, Georgia. It's right off of the freeway. You can't miss it. We're in the Publix shopping center.
So it's near 96.
Yes. It's
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are familiar with.
Well, just like they're going down to the base, it's a 247 connector actually.
Going towards the base, if you're coming up 75 and you get off on Watson, you're actually going to hit my store before you get to the mall, to the they call it, the Galleria Mall. And all of that huge shopping area right there. You'll actually get to my store before you get to all of that. So you really can't miss it. If you know where the Publix is, then you can't miss it.
Well, I'm just so glad because, I have to give Emily a shout out.
And I sure appreciate it.
And Emily's always talking about use soap. I want to use deodorant. That's what I want to use.
We have that too. We have some top-notch, wonderful, 100% guaranteed deodorant, and it does work. It'll work for Johnny. It'll work for Brenda.
Wait a minute. Wait. Who buys your deodorant all the time? And have a fit if they don't have it, Emily. You know who I'm talking about, though. Henry Williams. Yeah. Henry always, he uses her deodorant because.
By the way, how is Henry?
Henry is doing great. He's fabulous. He ran behind the granddaughter yesterday. I was pretty mad at him for doing that, but he's doing good, and I appreciate you asking.
Well, we just want to give a big shout out to the Big Hen for our sponsorship. We appreciate it so much.
We do, and I kind of, just to kind of segue into our show, for those out there, we're raising our granddaughter that's like 7 years old, which is pretty funny for old people because it's the reason why old people don't have children.
Well, she's an old spirit.
You think so? She had them glasses on. She looked like she'd been here before.
She has.
She had, because she told Johnny, "You late. You be on time next time."
Wow. No, she did. I look here. She was out there kayaking this weekend.
Oh.
I'm like, you on the kayak? She, because her other granddaddy said you was on the boat. She says, no, granddad, I was on the kayak.
Well,
I thought, okay.
So she's been raised with white privilege.
Yeah, get to the mic so you can say it. So
yes, that is. Yes, because most of our little brown girls never get an opportunity to kayak.
Well, I take that. Because, no, people are calling her bougie, and we're going to have a show on that. Because
I get called bougie every day.
Yeah, I was going to say, but and I get called bougie all the time. I'm like, I don't even want to deal with that because it's just, it's just inappropriate because people think that you're supposed to live like a certain way, whatever. But the reason why I brought up my little grandbaby is I really didn't have a clue as to how many hungry children we have in Maconville.
Hey, you know what? Before we get into that, let me just say this. This is God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. I was trying to figure out how to work it in. So Anderson's Diner and Granny's, they've been feeding the towers, people who live in the towers. They've been taking food to them. But what they asked, they were listening to our show, and they said, we'd love to use your vehicle to spread some joy because of what they call good work that's being done with the All of a Sudden show. So if you're listening, my phone number is 478-228-0621. 478-228-0621. And courtesy of Anderson's Dining and Granny's Country Kitchen, Miracle Temple Holiness Church, which Pastor Anderson, the owners, is a pastor of, call me or message me. They're going to give someone enough to feed 5.
When?
This Sunday.
Okay, now, Janet.
And every Sunday, they want to do that every Sunday. They're going to give them a half pan of 2 vegetables, two courses, and then chicken, enough to feed 5.
Well, I tell you what, we want to definitely push that. Did you hear that? Now, somebody out there need a Sunday meal.
Yeah.
So, and I'm saying this because I didn't know.
Can anybody qualify?
Whoever calls, and we got some people going to look over it and then get in contact with them. 478-228-0621.
That's me calling right now.
I know.
And by the way, and what I'm going to do is put that on my page too, because it's when I realized, just like
and look, they need to tell everybody, start listening to us on Monday. I mean, that's another reason for them to listen, because this is going to be ongoing.
Oh, okay. And so we can announce it on our show.
It's going to be ongoing.
Who got the dinner?
Yeah, they chose us to be asked if we could be the vehicle. I was like, shh.
Oh, yeah.
Anything to help somebody.
I just want to know if they're going to give us a piece of cake.
I mean,
Ain't that right?
Can we just get a slice?
Yeah, we just want a slice.
No, you sweet potato pie.
Well, okay. Emily, we're going to fight. You like sweet potato pie?
Sometimes, yeah. I like my mom's sweet potato
banana
pie.
pudding, sweet potato pie.
Oh, man.
Lime cake.
All I can say is if they make banana pudding like Al Tillman, that Al Tillman, I'm serious, that Al Tillman can make a banana pudding. Al, if you listening, you know you own it, doggone it. He put a lot of cookies in his and stuff like that. Why don't you do that call-in number?
And listen, if you call my number, text me. Don't just call it. Text me and say who you are, because people will start calling while we're on the air. But text me, 478-228-0621. Now, we need people to call in the show. This show's number today, and we're live. This is not
all the way
a
live.
Tape. So 478-250-1444. 478-250-1444. Or we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and LinkedIn. And the radio station, if you want to listen, is 107.9.
Yay. And I'm glad that you talked about the food business. I'm telling you, I was oblivious. I do know, like I said, my grandbaby go over Martin Luther King. You know how some people say, they should go over there, that inner city school. Well, I go over there every day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put this out before our guest comes on. If anybody knows June O'Neill, she needs no introduction.
June
is coming.
June is good. June is good people.
Yeah, she's good people. The difference between a black school and a white school, and y'all heard it right here, and I said what I said, is the fact that a lot of the schools that are in the white community, they tend to get more support by the people in the community, not the school system. You know what I'm saying? The folk. The schools in the inner city, they don't get that support from the family and the friends and things like that. And I just want to put it out there. We need to do a better job of supporting, our children.
Absolutely.
And we do have to put it out there like that. Because I was like, they're having field day tomorrow. And I was like, well, do y'all need any water? What is it that y'all need? They got an awards program coming up. What is it that they need, to help buy these children trophies? And, our taxpayer money don't buy them children trophies and stuff like that. They get that from their little monies or whatever they get for selling potato chips and cookies or whatever it is, those kinds of things from the vending machine and stuff like that. So, we just need to do a better job, Johnny.
No doubt about it. We sort of turn our heads on it makes it seem like it's not there if we don't acknowledge it. Or I can't quite figure it out because there is no way that we don't see the hunger and the homeless problem in this city. It's too prominent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you, Jen. I don't know how we can't see it. And it's hot out there now.
In my
car it was 103. What about in your nice car that you drive, Emily?
I'm not sure what it was because
she was too comfortable.
Yeah, I will admit I had the AC on, but I'm cold natured, so like it's hard for me to
Really?
say, yeah. Like a lot of times I won't even cut the heat on cut the air on in the car because I get cold really, really easy. So.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. Like I'm actually cold right now. Yeah, I am.
I'm just reaching out to Judy.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny.
Okay.
You know what?
Hey, let me just say before we get really deep into it, I'm sure you two ladies, as well as me, are praying for those families in Buffalo for that ridiculous act that was committed there.
What happened in Buffalo?
Guy showed up at this mall store and killed 10 people.
Oh, okay. So that was in Buffalo. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know it was in Buffalo.
Yeah, sad, man.
And they, from my understanding, I think Jimmy told me that they he killed 10 people.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, it's 11.
I think it's 11. Sad.
And he just came into a Walmart and started spraying.
And say they had arrested him or held him some time back for some kind of threats, and now he's back out there killing folk. That's got to be tough on those people.
I mean, can you imagine just going to the grocery store for your normal daily routine, or weekly grocery shopping, and you didn't even make it home?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's devastating to the families, and we definitely got to keep them in our prayers because that's unthinkable.
And praying for Macon as well, a 16-year-old kid that just got shot and killed over there on Houston Avenue is in my family. So we certainly are very conscious of these violent acts and guns and bullets. Yeah, I tell people they think I'm kidding, but we got to figure out, we got so much technology. We got so much technology that Elon Musk can take people on a trip to space like they're going around the corner now.
Right, yeah.
So,
which is insane to me, by the way.
But why can't we? They say that they want to identify the gun, but can't they make bullets that you can identify the bullet? Because people don't get pistol whipped. Bullets kill people, not the pistol, not the gun, not the rifle. It's bullets. They think I'm kidding when I say that. And we hope everything's okay. Brenda, everything's okay?
If y'all just give me a minute.
Okay, we just want to know. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a good time today. Brenda did behave last week when you weren't here.
Oh, did she?
She talked about you.
I'm sure she did. She, I seem to be the center of her attention quite often.
Yeah.
But I told her I was going to be nice today. I said, I'm not going to come back. I'm not going to come for you.
So for our listening and our viewers, where did you vacation?
We actually just went up the road to Savannah. It was not,
Hey, Savannah, people come from all over the world to go to Savannah. We kind of take it for granted since we live in Georgia. But
right, exactly.
Savannah is a great place.
It's a massive tourist spot. And I guess because, Jimmy went to school there for a few years. So I think once you get used to going somewhere so often, like you said, it just becomes like, oh, we just went up the road. And for me, it was just coming off of our Mother's Day week And, that's one of the busiest weeks at the store that week. And then, of course, the week of Black Friday are our busiest 2 Saturdays of the year. And so I just had to have a break. I was like, I have to get away. I was mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. And I was like, it's the quickest place that, I don't have to book a ticket. We can just get in the car, drive. We won't have to be in the car for, several hours. And so and it's quiet. It's far enough away to where nobody knows you,
Yeah.
and you could still just relax.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience. And it was the first time we had actually gone on a family trip since before the pandemic.
So did you go to Tybee Island?
We drove past Tybee Island, but we were so tired. We just didn't. We didn't go. Yeah, we didn't go. We did, of course, the River Street. But there's a new part called the Plant River District.
Okay.
And so it's the opposite end of River Street, and they opened it up and they put a JW Marriott down there. So we went down there, and I tell you what, we definitely got our exercise in.
Did you?
Because Jimmy and I go to the gym in the mornings, and so of course we didn't go that week last week.
So that means you don't go, Raymond.
Right. But we were walking, and a total of a good 8 to 10 miles.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got our exercise in, and it was just a good, relaxing trip.
Well,
I came back too soon, though.
Yeah.
Well, I see June. I see her face, but I'm not able to. We're working with her, trying to get her on.
Okay, we got to work on our technical.
I don't see June.
Well,
team.
she was here.
She was there. She's gone now.
Yeah, but you know what though? I appreciate y'all for carrying on, because I'm a tangent on that.
No, we just talked about you while you were gone.
What did you say?
We talked about your white privilege and
my white privilege. That's true. I'm all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can tell by your hair texture.
Y'all so love that.
Yeah.
But because what we want to talk about was, even though June is not here, she'll be coming on.
Yes.
It's about the hungry children here in Macon Beer. June is with the Mentors program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what she does is, I don't know how she does it. Emily, I really don't. She get in her car. June go places that I wouldn't go to in Macon, okay? And she just flat go out and she deliver food all the time to families, and she'll help people find a house. And I mean, she just does all kinds of things for families. And I'm like, I don't know how
she's a great community citizen.
She is a great community citizen. I mean, I'm crazy about her. I think she's awesome. And I wanted her to come on because at this point, oh, okay.
Just say the people.
I can't pronounce no name, but
don't you say that name.
Well, we've got someone that has already texted us for a meal. Emily, look. We can't say their name, but we're happy about it.
Yeah, we would like for people to respond, because this is done from the heart and with love.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you just deleted mine, is basically what you said.
There she goes again.
You deleted mine first.
But yeah, we
and who's on the committee to decide who gets the meal?
We're gonna put
the first one who checks us is the one who gets the meal.
Yeah. Emily Amos.
And you know what? I want to make sure. Let me just say this. So probably, I don't know if we'll be able to get June on. And I see
there she is.
Let me see. But it's like whether or not. Hey, June. I think it's like she's not able to unmute it, because you can see her, but we can't hear her.
Can you hear us? Wave if you can hear us. June, wave if you can hear us.
Our technical person is trying to work with her, because she's
getting her hair together.
I'm
trying.
And maybe we can have her call in if we can't get her on the video. Maybe we can just have her call in.
Well, that's true.
Because the baby's their last day is Friday, right? Or is it Thursday?
It's soon.
It's this week. I think graduation is Friday, and I think their last day is the last day I think is Wednesday. So they're definitely going to need meals for the summertime because from what I'm told, some of the only meals they get are during the school year when they eat breakfast and lunch at school.
And that is absolutely true.
That's what I'm talking about. And then we have some pompous people in our community that says, I don't if they get food stamps, they ought to feed their children. Really being self-righteous and judgmental. But I'm like, y'all ain't got nothing to do with that. What people do this with, you ain't perfect. None of us are perfect.
Yeah.
Let's not be throwing rocks at people.
Yeah, but they do need to stop selling them stamps. But go ahead.
Well, they be trying. I put it like this. I understand. I don't say it's right. I'm just saying I understand. What people do, what they got to do
to survive.
But what I am saying is we've got to make sure that we do all we can on this radio show and use it as a platform to get that information out.
Yeah.
And you're right. It is true because I see some of the little children. I want to know, do they have water? Do you know what I'm saying? Do they have enough to eat? But if you can give, children like a box of cereal, which I'm not a cereal person, but some peanut butter and jelly and things like that, that's all they have to eat. And Emily, we have an obligation, I think, to make sure that our community is fed.
I mean, yeah.
We do. We're all brothers and sisters.
And normally, I don't get on the team, but this thing, I really think after really going out there to that school, Emily, it's the school. When I go and I see those babies out there and I see some of the conditions of the children that are coming, the way they're coming to school, I'm like, okay, do they have water at home? Why they mama not washing their clothes, when they send them to school and stuff like that. And then we want to sit around and talk about how bad the schools are, when a lot of times it's the parents and the way the parents send them children to school.
Yeah, some don't care. I know this past winter, I would get up in the mornings, head out to work, and I would see children, easily 32 degrees, 32, 33 degrees outside walking with no coat on. They got their uniform on, but their short sleeve polo on. But and multiple times, different children, multiple times. And I just would be like, how do you just send your child? I'm freezing. And I know these babies got to be freezing. So how is that possible?
Oh, okay. Well, she's on the phone. And so we're going to hang up. I mean, not hang up, but we're going to stop talking. Hey, June.
Hey, Brenda. I'm sorry we had a connection problem.
Hello, June.
Hey,
we get a little echo when we talk on the phone, if we talk with you. But June, tell us about you and what you're trying to do this summer.
Tell you about the summer program? We are going to be feeding children all summer at the Mentors Project. And during the month of July, when the school district does not do the summer feeding program, we're going to be feeding 500 children a week for 4 weeks. And the rest of the summer, starting June the 6th, we're going to be feeding probably about 60 children a day that are actually enrolled in the Mentors Project. The 500 children a week will be children throughout Bibb County that we get referrals on.
Oh, wow.
How are they going to go about it? Or are you going to be at one site and people are responsible for coming to that site? Or are these meals going to be delivered? How does that work?
The meals are delivered. We have volunteers, school board members, my church members, friends that just come and pick the food up, and then they deliver it throughout the community.
Oh, wow. June, you said churches. Which churches participate in that program in terms of helping you feed the children?
Martha Bowman, United Methodist Church, my church, Vineville Baptist Church, Riverside United Methodist Church, and Vineville Methodist Church. They always help us. And additionally, not just in the summer, but also at the holidays, Christ Church helps us, and First Presbyterian Church helps us. But like I said, Martha Bowman, Riverside United Methodist, Vineville Baptist, and Vineville Methodist. They help us feed the children in the summer.
Now, I guess, for those that are listening out there, those are quote unquote white churches. So I'm just saying,
Correct.
where are the black churches?
Well, I'll say this. When the pandemic first hit and they had the no fly and the no travel even before then, though, Anderson's Diner and Miracle Temple Holiness Church, which pastor, the owners of Anderson's Diner, he is a pastor of Miracle Temple Holiness Church. For 4 or 5 years, he gave away 500 meals every Tuesday.
But you see,
Never got any.
But Johnny, let me just say this.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that the reason why I'm bringing it up because it needs to be brought up.
Yeah.
We're talking about the children, and we're talking about June and helping these children. Helping her feed these kids. I know Anderson Diner is one of the few that does a beautiful job.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
But I'm talking about specifically making sure
Miracle Temple Holy. He's the pastor of the church,
and
that's what pushes him to act in that way.
I tell you, hey June,
we feed 500 children a week though for 4 weeks.
Yeah,
we don't give just 500 meals. We get 2,500 meals a week.
See, you taking up for a pastor, and I got that. I'm talking about right now. See, that's part of our problem, really. Mm-hmm. We don't want to deal with the fact that we got all these black churches here in Macon, Georgia. Come on now.
Oh, I agree with you there.
And we're not doing our job. Just like Emily was saying that she saw the children there with no coats and things like that. We should never have children with no coats and hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But June, how can we get food to you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also want to mention it's not specifically a church, but Fat Ministry with Tommy Campbell, they always help us. But food can be dropped at 1233 Bass Road. Money can be given to the Mentors Project, which is a tax-deductible gift. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be feeding some hot meals this summer, but mostly meals that can be packaged and delivered on Monday, and they will last all week, like peanut butter and jelly, like cold cuts. And we do have some churches that come and pick up. They don't provide the food, but like Smith Street, they come and pick up. Community Church of God, they come and pick up and deliver in their neighborhoods. They don't provide food, but they do help us with the delivery, and that's wonderful.
Oh, mm-hmm. That's the good thing.
Absolutely.
June, how long have you been doing this?
I've been at the Mentors Project. January was 22 years. I've been doing it for a long time, but I've been feeding 500 children a week since COVID started. I've only done that for this will be the 3rd summer.
June, you've been doing great stuff for a long time. I find myself many times in conversations with people, and when the conversation is about what kind of community involvement we have here in Macon, and I always have you as a part of my ammunition of one of the bright lights in Macon, Georgia. So just want to say thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate what you do and Brenda and Emily does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, June, we know what else you do when these children get shot. June will be at the funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all may not know that, June. Can I tell that kind of stuff?
Yes, you can.
You can't stop her. You can't stop her.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
No, it's Brenda you can't stop. June, just go ahead and let her do it because you can't stop her.
And together, we are the dynamic duo.
Oh, you better watch it.
I go out there and fight, but I know that June will be out there if somebody is trying to get their child buried or something. That June to go some places and really, she has a lot of support that people don't even know. June can go down in places I can't go.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to know of a reputation of a person, but to actualize it. I remember one of my church members, June, I don't know if you remember, you do so much good stuff. Over at Lizzie Chapel, the young man, you bought him a baseball glove. You heard that he wanted to play baseball, and he was so excited. You remember?
And he had to have an expensive glove, like
Yeah,
$300. I remember.
yeah, and I was talking about it last week. So it's not a one-shot
It's
deal with
not.
you. You've been doing stuff for a long time.
And he's getting a baseball scholarship, a full ride to college, and we are so
oh,
happy.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
wow, June, that is just awesome.
That's right.
I'm up here clapping because see, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know,
His
June.
mother invited me to his signing. They're going to have the signing for the scholarship on the 19th, and I'm planning to go, and I'm excited.
That's right.
Oh,
That's my little
wow.
cousin. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Mhm.
Is it your cousin or is it your cousin?
Blood.
Okay.
Well, Janet, I always be trying to take claims somebody.
No, I don't. We got enough folks in our family.
Well, thank you, June. I don't want to keep you on the phone, and I'm going to make sure that we promote. And Henry and I got a little something for you, and and I just appreciate you coming on. And for all our listeners, please help the mentors program.
And
We-
can she leave
Right,
that
you can send a
information?
check to P.O. Box 13750, the Mentors Project, P.O. Box 13750, Macon, Georgia 31208, or if you want to call us at 765-8624, 765-8624, we'll pick a check up and you can drop food off at 1233 Bass Road.
We're gonna be. I'm gonna be in contact with you, June, tomorrow or Wednesday. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Emily. And thank you, as always, my love, Henry.
Oh, we appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, June. Thank you.
You know, she does that. I let's see. I hope we've gotten it because that back that
The feedback.
the feedback is from telephone.
Well,
So hopefully it'll be off.
yeah. Well, we've got the greatest engineer in the world working, so I'm sure he'll fix it.
Hey, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so distracted today? Let's get on Emily.
I'm not distracted. I can multitask.
You can multitask.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Well, you just do a really good job of that.
Yeah, she.
I'm listening.
And that's not a popular subject to talk about
It's
in our
not.
area because people have their own pompous, like I said, ideas about what people shouldn't do.
And that's really why I've been quiet, because this is important. I think especially with Jimmy he was at King Danforth. That's where he went to elementary school initially. And I know firsthand how important those meals are. So I was like, let me just be quiet. We can't joke today because people really need to know where to drop off the meals, where to send the help, and what to do, because, these kids literally have nothing during the summertime. So this is important.
It is. And I just, I know little Deborah brought home a bag because she didn't know. And she brought home a bag and she said, "Oh, look what they gave me to eat." And she, it had like jelly in it, a little squeezing of jelly and some peanut butter and crackers and stuff. And it was a big deal, for her. And I said, I don't know. There's some other kids that are out there that are just hungry.
Yeah.
Jude's talking about 500 children. That's a lot of children. That's 100 kids a day.
And that's every week.
That's every week, 100. I don't know how she gonna do it. I really don't, without community support. And then, you've got that in concert with Anderson Diner and what you all are doing with feeding the elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. You need to drop a plate off to Henry, though, since y'all feeding him.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you this, since we're on that topic. My mother, would go out and feed the homeless, and she actually got stopped by the police, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why is it that when you're trying to do something positive for the community, why is it that they I'm trying to be politically correct here.
I don't think you should be.
Why is it that it's almost like they say they want community support, they want us to help, but when you have somebody that's actually going out and doing that, it's like they put a stop to it. And I was like, okay, she's not hurting anybody. They're packaged meals. They're, and so she ended up and she still does it now. She'll go down to the Dempsey
Me too.
and give them out at the Dempsey. But yeah, she had a really hard time at one point doing that. And I was like, how do you stop somebody from helping their own community?
You know what though? I don't know, because
Mm.
now I've been at the Dempsey and gave out food,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I've had like an event or something like that, and I have leftover food, not like, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like
untouched.
untouched
Leftover.
food, maybe the caterers or something like that, and I would take it down there and I give it away. I'm like, I don't, I haven't met any opposition yet, but I hope I don't,
Mm-hmm.
because I got something to say for, because the people are hungry. In fact, when I've gone to lunch, it's, downtown, and people are like, can I have the rest of this? Because I only eat like part of my lunch. I may not look like it, but I don't eat all that food and stuff like that. But at any rate, I'll like half my lunch and I'll eat part now and I eat part later. I can't tell you how many times I've given away the other part of my lunch. So I'm like, you, Emily, I hope they don't say that, because I sure give it away.
And at first I used to wonder, like, people would ask, and I'm like, why do you want my, eating off food? Like, I've eaten off this
They're
food,
hungry.
but they're just hungry, and they'll take it,
And that's why I'm just saying, I'm like, this is a very serious subject, hunger in our area. That's one reason why I respect Lester like I do, in terms of that homeless center and stuff like that. People act like if they see a homeless person or someone that's downtrodden, they'll turn their head like it's gonna catch you. You watch folk when they see people homeless, and they look away.
Mm-hmm.
To keep from looking at them like, ooh, I hope that go away. If I don't look at it, it don't exist.
It is awkward though, like, when you pull up to the stoplight and they be staring at you, and you eyeball them when you're not finna roll your window down. It's kind of awkward, but so I make a point not to look away. It's like, I look at you and give you a little nod, but sometimes I'd be like, I wonder if I eyeball them, do they think I'm finna give them something? But even that. What is that? That's Spring Street. Well, I call it my exit, but exit number 1 off of 16.
Right.
And they be down there heavy, and sometimes even so far as to being like in the street. And I'm like, y'all got to get out the street now.
And then they got mad because the law locked up some of them.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what they supposed to do?
But you can't impede traffic. I know they're they're homeless, they need help. I get all of that, but you also can't be in the middle of. These are people that are driving in motor vehicles, and you're impeding traffic.
Let me enlighten you. Those people are intentionally trying to get locked up.
So that's what I told my son. Yeah,
because
hot meals, somewhere to sleep,
3 meals a day, and when it rains, it doesn't rain on them.
Mm-hmm.
When it's cold, they're not freezing. When it's 100 degrees, they're not in the sun rays.
They can get water.
Mm-hmm.
They are intentionally. So now there's conflict with the cops, because they know they're trying to get locked up, simply because they want to just be off the street.
Mm-hmm.
And the cops going like, but they really hadn't done anything to be locked up.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. And there is no perfect remedy for homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There isn't. I know that there's some church, I guess it's Mulberry United Church downtown, Emily, that has like showers where people can go and do that. And, and I personally, I would give water and things like that. We do what we can do. I know it's difficult to deal with adults. It breaks my heart when I see the mother in the car with the children. Now,
our system needs revamping. Our whole way of thinking needs to be more chameleon-like. I sit around sometimes and they say my thoughts are really weird, but some of these buildings that are being used for grammar schools and middle schools, a lot of them have space in these buildings that are not being used.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Why can't they take those spaces, perhaps, and do something new, like put washing machines and dryers in them, and let the parents know that, hey, certain days you can sign up, and certain days you can come in and wash and dry your clothes. Because a lot of the reason why some of these kids are coming to school dirty is because their parents don't have washers and dryers. So why can't we as a community put some things in place, find some funding, because they find plenty of funding for luncheons.
What luncheons?
For legislators.
Oh, you know what, Johnny? That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Johnny,
come on, Brenda. Now, come on.
Because
you see, white people.
Yeah.
You be at them luncheons.
I'm just saying, we got to revamp.
I don't be at those.
I just think we need to revamp our approach to a lot of things.
Y'all just telling stories and things like that.
But what about Appleton Middle School? Like, I think of stuff like this. Like, Appleton Middle School is sitting empty. Why don't we take that and make that a homeless shelter?
Well, they did it at Brookdale.
I know it at Brookdale, but I'm saying that's on that side of town. We're talking about all the way on the east side of town. The buildings are just sitting empty. We have the means and the funds to do it. I know we do. I know the city does. So why not take a building, a structure that's already there? It already has running bathrooms. It has showers in it from the gym, the locker room. That stuff is already in place. And how many people can they house? How many homeless people can that building house? Hundreds. Now, I know it's logistical, it's technical. I get all of that. But the brilliant minds that run our city, I would think, could sit down and figure out how we can turn this school, abandoned middle school, into a homeless shelter. And there's several other elementary schools that are also empty. I mean, there's a solution to the homeless problem. It's just, do we want to put the money into it to see it through?
There you go. And where do we get the funding? And and we do have to write the grants, and we have to do this. And it is. See, my position is, we have all these churches. Why are we not getting together as a faith-based community and going after and dealing with transitional housing, which is what you're talking about, where people can stay in it for at least like a year, not have to pay any rent or anything like that, get themselves straightened out so that they can get and have a place to stay. In fact, I would imagine that this is going to be an upcoming problem with the increase of rent, because rent is out of control. And so I feel real bad for these babies. Now, if this heat that we have today is anywhere near what we're going to have this summer, we're going to have some sick people. Because it was 103 in my car today. I don't know what yours, but it was dry heat too.
It was hot.
And coming off that water, it was still hot. And I would have thought it would have been cooler, but I was like, oh man, it's cooking out here. So what happened to to the people that are walking, in the streets and stuff like that? I'm like, I don't know how they do that. That's why I look at people like June, who's out there feeding folk. I applaud Anderson Diner, who out there feeding people. I don't know. I'm sure there are going to be some other sites around town that hopefully are feeding children. We have got to work better as a community. And by the way, I've often, you talk about innovation. I've often thought that we need a one-stop shop. And I don't mean like United Way. United Way is good, but a one-stop shop that a person could call and say, just get resources on food. And they can fill out an application right then or fill out their request right then online with that particular one-stop shop. And that person would broker to these other organizations to get that person fed, so that you wouldn't have, and y'all know we got some low-down people that go, I call it like resource hop. Is that what you want to call it? They go to this one, and then they got a whole trunk full of food. And then the person who really needs it sometimes can't get it because you've got people who have abused the system. But if you had a one-stop shop that you could like,
thank you, Reginald,
that you could put some things in, that's what we need now. And that would even work for rent assistance and everything else, because we've got all these silos here in Macon. I'm telling you, and it ain't just Macon, but it's all over.
Another problem that I've encountered, like I like to talk about the things in actuality.
Okay.
There's a difference in reality. Yeah, the problem's there. That's the reality, but what's the actual cause?
Okay.
Like volunteerism is almost dead. So there are a lot of things that people come up with ideas and they put into effect. But then, okay, so what? So now you got food enough to feed 500 people, but you only got 4 people that showed up to help you disperse it. So then, and so those are the kind of things sometimes that kills momentum. Because you can have these great ideas.
All right, that's true.
You can have these great ideas and you can do all the writing and the grant writing, this, that, and the other. But then when it comes down to actually do it, and you just go, oh, shoot, these stuff is in heavy boxes. I need somebody to pick this box up from here, lift it, put it in this truck, drive the truck, and unload the truck. You know what I mean? When it gets down to those logistics of it. And then the people you ask, well, I would help y'all, but I'm busy. Because they know that they're not going to get paid.
But you know what, though, Johnny? And
so volunteerism is a big problem.
Well, but some people...
The spirit of it is gone.
No, the resources. People got to work. People got to work, Johnny. They may have a good heart and stuff like that. My old behind got to work.
But people had.
I'm just telling you, Emily, you got to work. Jimmy got to work.
Every day, yeah.
No,
Jimmy
not work. That you don't, not everybody. I'm just saying, in my years of growing up, I used to live and be in communities where everybody worked, but they be complaining about they tired. I don't work 12 hours a day, but they still go and give an hour or 2 hours. They might not go and stay 6 hours and volunteer because it was such a community effort that that 6 people didn't have to do everything. Like these 6 can go for an hour. Then here come another 6. And then those can stay for 40 minutes. I'm just saying, if we as a people...
Oh, you talking about Black people?
Would get back to that kind of spirit. I'm just saying, we got to get back to that kind of spirit. Like in the days, people who are as old as I am, remember when they used to call them entertainments in the neighborhood.
I remember those.
You know what I mean? They have. We were kids. we had no idea.
Emily don't know what an entertainment is. It's like a party.
It was a rent party or something like that.
Oh, okay, rent party.
But they didn't call it that. All you would think was you're a kid and you say, oh, they up to such Miss such house. They up there drinking beer and frying fish. And you think they just getting together to party. But you didn't know that they were selling the beer, selling the fish sandwiches. But the reason why was because they were trying to help somebody else out in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we've lost that kind of spirit.
We've also, now some people, but on Sundays.
No, I've heard of rent parties.
And they would sell plates.
Yeah.
Now that's one thing that
But see, mainly now people are selling plates because they don't have the money to rent buildings. And so instead of having the overhead of paying rent for a building and the light bill and all that and getting the business license and all that, they just get a serve safe certificate and sell out the house.
Well, I mean,
it's different reasons for it.
All I'm saying to you is, I got that.
But they ain't selling to help nobody pay.
But you're talking about
their own rent. That's all I'm saying.
But you were talking about the sense of the community. Black folk, a lot of us, and I'm gonna ask you: when you see a crowd of Black men out there in the parking lot, do you get scared when you see them?
I don't get scared. I just don't want to be bothered most of the time.
I'm just saying, do you fear like us? I was just thinking, like a sense of community. See, I don't, and I'm just saying, I don't. But there are a lot of people.
If I can be 100% transparent, if I pull into a parking lot and I see a group of Caucasian men, I'm worried. Like if I see a group of 40 or 50 Caucasian men, I'm worried. I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. But if I pull into a parking lot and I see 40 or 50 African-American men, that's the least of my worries. And strangely enough, I feel more comfortable, like they're not going to let anything happen to me.
Me too. And I was just saying, but the sense of community that we miss, because we don't have that sense of community like we did, though. And
I agree.
And it's a sense of love and respect and like I love you guys. And it's almost as if that's the part that's missing, Johnny. I don't know if it's just that, that kind of connection or whatever. you know, I mean, I'm out here, I'm trying to make sure that that MLK have some resources for their awards day, because I know that a lot of times those little children over there, their mamas ain't doing what they need to do, right?
Yep.
So the only award that they're going to get is the award that the school gave them.
Mm-hmm.
They won't get anything else. And they'll hold on to that little trophy, that little certificate for dear life. And I applaud the schools, the inner city schools, for trying to make sure they build these children up, because they need to be built up.
Yep.
And that's all of our responsibility, because it could be just like June and that little boy in the glove. You talked about that. Now, see, I didn't know the little fella had gone on and got him a scholarship. He didn't got him a scholarship playing baseball. Why? Because June O'Neal, bless her heart, I don't know, got that baby a glove,
Mm-hmm.
And we got to do better, like that.
Is that Glenice?
She said, "Where's the love for the community?"
She also said she would like to volunteer. So we're gonna call you up, Miss Lindsay, because there's some things that are coming on.
And, we can really hit her because she's in our news feed. We can hit her with a message. Mm-hmm. And Johnny, I'm glad that you brought up volunteerism, because it's huge. I would just say, for some of the grandparents that are raising the grandchildren, I need y'all to hit us up in the comment section. We can't do a lot of stuff.
You know how to get in touch with Reginald Singletary?
I can just, I can message him through Facebook.
Okay, well, I'll look. God, see one of his comments.
You're right. We could just message him.
I'd really like to enlighten him.
Well,
he needs enlightening.
Not necessarily.
No, I see one of them. I do.
Well, you know what? You need to leave our folk alone, Reginald. I ain't gonna let him mess with you.
No, I didn't say mess with him. I just want to enlighten him on something.
There you go. What you gonna be trying to? I want to enlighten you on something. I got something to talk to you about off air.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Boy, I'm gonna take it.
I got a joke.
Really?
Yeah, I got a joke.
What is it?
Somebody told me. They said this lady went into the pharmacy, and the pharmacist said, "Ma'am, can I help you?" And she said, "Yes, I would like to get some arsenic, please." And the pharmacist said, "Arsenic? If you don't mind me asking, what do you need arsenic for?" She said, "I'm going to kill my husband." And he said, "Oh, no, ma'am, I can't participate with that kind." While he was telling her he couldn't do it, she reached in her purse. She pulled out a picture, and it was her husband and the pharmacist's wife. And the pharmacist looked at it and said, "Oh, I didn't know you had a prescription."
What is that? You know what?
On another note, Reginald left his number for you, Johnny.
Cool.
That's right.
Thanks, Reggie.
You know what? Please. You know what, Johnny? You can't even tell a joke.
That was good.
What was Emily? Did you hear that joke?
I did.
Was it bad?
It was a Johnny joke.
I mean, Johnny.
That was good.
Johnny, it was not. It was a strange joke.
Did you get it?
No.
It didn't go. It went over your head.
No, it didn't go over my head. It just didn't go to my head.
He thought it was a bad idea to kill her husband, but when she showed him that her husband ain't his wife by having an affair,
yeah.
He said, "Oh, I didn't know you had a prescription." So
oh. I mean, that was real funny, Johnny. Woo.
She just mad because she didn't get it. She mad because it went over her head.
It didn't go over my head. Well, it didn't go to my head.
Yes, it did. Remember, 478-228-0621. Call us. Anderson's Diner and Granny's Country Kitchen are going to give away 5 meals to serve 5 people.
Do they get dark meat or white meat?
They give good food.
Johnny, I know you like to eat. You've been eating breakfast lately.
I had breakfast this morning, actually.
Really? What did you have, Johnny?
Thank you, guys. We love you. We will see you next Monday.
Cheese eggs, cheese grits, biscuit, and strawberry jam.
Was that from Walmart?
You've been listening to All of a Sudden. Join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.